If you are looking for books with green covers, look no further because I have a few to recommend to you. Hello, my lovely friends, it's Margaret. Welcome back to my channel. This is part 3 in a 5-part series where I am recommending books based on the color of their cover. This is specifically for the Amazing Readathon and the green team, but if you are looking for a book with a green cover, this is the video for you. If you have never heard of the Amazing Readathon before, I will have it linked down below in the description box. I am one of the co-hosts for it. My friend Brianna is running it. All that good information will be linked down below, along with the information for these books. These are quick videos. I'm not going super in-depth. You can check out the synopsis on Goodreads if you're interested in more information. If you are not on the green team, don't worry. There will be a video for each of the teams in the Amazing Readathon. They will all be linked down below. So far, red and yellow have gone out, and then blue and purple are coming, or they're already come, depending on when you watch this video. A couple of quick disclaimers to get out of the way before we start the video. Number one, the world is not going to end if you do not read a book with your team's color on the cover. It is a way to get 50 bonus points. You can also get extra bonus points by reading a BIPOC author or reading a translated work. There are multiple ways to get extra points for your team. Life is too short to read books that do not bring you joy, so if you're not feeling any green books, go ahead and read whatever book you want. You'll still get points for them. The other disclaimer is I'm eyeballing these. If you feel the need to put them through the thing that Brianna has linked, you are welcome to, but I just looked at these and said, okay, if the green team used these books, would I be mad about it? And the answer for all of these is no. With that out of the way, let's talk about the books that I have read and definitely would recommend. Still trying to talk about them in under a minute, and then I'm going to take a look at my TBR and see what books I would be reading if I were on the green team. Our first book is The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. You knew it had to be on here. It's on my list of favorite books, my friends. I couldn't make a video about green books without Percy Jackson. Right after watching his mother poof into a pile of gold dust, Percy finds out that his father is in fact Poseidon, the king of the sea, and it kind of messes his life up. Now, Zeus thinks that Poseidon used Percy to get his lightning bolt and take it and use it against him, and so Percy has to go on this quest to prove that he is not the thief by retrieving the lightning bolt from the actual thief. This is a middle grade contemporary fantasy, and it is my favorite series of all time. Our next book is going to be Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. This is a YA fantasy about a main character that works in a library, and her library has books that are actually monsters that have been like bound into book form. It's very important, her work, because if those books get damaged, the monsters get loose, and then a big bad monster gets loose, and her library gets destroyed, and she is on the hook for it. She is the one that they are blaming for what has happened, and so she has to team up with a sorcerer, which in this world, she's kind of been told that sorcerers are the worst thing that you could ever be. She's having to team up with a sorcerer to clear her name and make sure that she does not go away to prison for a very, very long time. After that, I have to talk about Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. This is an adult Regency romance set in a fantastical setting where fairies exist, and our main character was cursed when she was a child and only has a half a soul, which means that the way that she processes emotions is different than the way that most other people do. It takes her a little bit longer to process. She doesn't feel them in the moment, but she's able to connect like how she feels later. Our main character is going to London to help her cousin with her first season, and her cousin is like, while we are in London, I want to get in touch with this sorcerer because we're going to see if he can help fix what's going on with you. I'm also going to recommend Anne of Manhattan by Brina Starler. This is a modern Anne of Green Gables retelling as an adult romance. Anne is finishing up her degree at Redmond College, and suddenly her nemesis, Gilbert Blythe, is back in her life because stuff is going down with his family, and he's decided that he needs to move closer to home, and he's going to finish at the same college that Anne is at, and they both happen to be getting the same degree, and they end up having to work together. After that, we will talk about The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. This is a YA fantasy. It is about a girl or a princess. Specifically, it is about a princess who does not want to get married to the person that her parents have decided she's getting married to, and so she runs away. She's never met the guy. She's just like, nah, let's not do this, and she's out. She runs away and tries to go undercover into hiding. What she doesn't know is the prince is very invested in her getting married to her because his kingdom needs this alliance, and so he has sent people after her to try and bring her back so he can convince her to marry him instead of just running away. The final book that I am going to recommend, this is a special edition, but it is a special edition that you can get at Barnes & Noble, specifically the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of The Luminaries by Susan Dennard. It's a YA fantasy I have been recommending. All you need to know is it's Gilmore Girls meets Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's a small town setting with monster hunters. They live on the edge of this forest where it's their job to make sure that the nightmares that rise up in the forest at night stay in the forest and do not get out into the human world. A few years ago, our main character was exiled, but she has decided that she is going to be taking the test to become a hunter because this is the only year that she can do it, and if she does not do it now, she will never be able to achieve her dream of being a hunter. When it comes to books that I have on my TBR that I need to read, we've got the Grimm's Fairy Tales. Do I need to explain what this is? It is a big ol' honkin' chonker that I can read every now and then. I also have what is probably a fairy tale retelling, The Stolen Songbird by Danielle L. Jilson. This has just been on my TBR forever. It's a YA fantasy. That's as much as I know about it. There's a witch's curse involved, some trolls, something like that. And then the final one that I have is Well Met by Jen DeLuca. This is a contemporary romance set in a Renaissance festival, and something's going on with that. That's all I know. If you do end up reading any of these, or you've read them, please come back and let me know what your thoughts are. If you are not feeling chatty, but you do want to let me know you watched to the end of the video, go ahead and leave me a green heart emoji. If you are interested in seeing the books that I recommended for the other teams, I will have the yellow team up here, and then when the video comes out, blue team will be right down here. Again, everything is linked in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. That is it for now, my friends. Happy reading, and I will see you later when we will talk about more wordy, nerdy things. Bye!